Hi, board members. I just wanted to go over the budget because there's always a lot of questions about the budget. This is kind of the report and summary of all the major components of the budget, and you can see it compares it from year to year. The main parts of the budgets are the general fund, the transportation fund, the bus depreciation, tuition, retirement, adult ed, building reserve, and debt service. So you can see how much we're proposing to levy and how many mills it takes to levy that much money. And if you remember, a mill is a thousandth of what the total taxable value is of the school district. For the elementary school district, it'd be different than the high school district. And so these are the different numbers we can propose, and these numbers can change. One number I wouldn't recommend changing is this general fund, but the transportation fund is a permissive levy. We can levy as much as we want and need there. It is actually increased $40,000 to accommodate for some changes and additional staffing. You'll see that also down at the high school district down here. Bus depreciation is a little bit lower, but we want to slowly build that up. We also transfer that money. The state has allowed us to transfer that money and use it for safety and for other in our interlocal agreement. Tuition is for high needs special ed students. Anything that we can't fund through our general fund, we can levy additional funds for through tuition. Again, that's a permissive levy, although the state does put a cap on how much we can levy based upon how many students we have. Retirement, this is blank because this is a county-wide levy, and so we don't know how many mills it's going to take. It's a county mill, which county mill is worth a lot more, so it doesn't take as much. Adult education also is a permissive levy. This helps us run our adult education program, our alternative school, and other types of programs that we have. Building reserve is a little bit different this year. In the past couple of years, we could permissively levy up to a certain amount. This year, the state is going to match about 40% that we put in. So when we put in a certain amount, we will get matched in the elementary district up to about $25,000. In the high school district, about $20,000. The debt service is for the activity center. We still have about 2 more years after this year, so probably paid off in 2022 or 2023. And so the total amount of mills here, about 193 mills. Same thing in the high school district. We have our general fund, our transportation fund, our bus depreciation, tuition. Retirement is a little bit lower because you don't have as many staff members because our high school district is grades 9 through 12. And it's the same with the debt service, the same number for that also. And so the total amount of mills there is 110, about $2 million. It doesn't need as many mills for a high school district because the mill is worth more in a high school district. So this is the big part of what we should be looking at is the mill calculation example. So the market value of a house is an example, a $100,000 house at 304 mills. Last year's taxes were about $400. This year they're going to be about $410. That's what the estimate is. So the change in taxes is going to be close to $7. And you can see the example for a $200,000 house, about $14 increase. So we can also see what taxes have been like in past years and how it's increased and what has gone on with the market and how things have kind of changed. And you can see where there's a big jump is when the mine stopped going out of our, where we stopped getting additional funding for the mine. So that's also some good information to have. I also included in the board packet this budget report from the the state. And this has kind of exactly what I just went over with these different main funds. You can see how much is reappropriated that we didn't use that gets reappropriated, and only certain areas we can do that, and it can be reappropriated for certain things. But then this document is 17 pages long, so it's in a lot of detail, very specific on where that funding is coming from. And I don't suggest that you get to understand every single line, because many of us don't even understand every single one of those lines. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to help in any way as we're going through this, but I thought a little video might help in preparation for the board meeting on Monday. Thanks.